Hello?
Alright, those are a target.
Yes. It's a car, blacked out windows, and they've been following me since the freeway, dude. Yes, we still have the girl.
We can't let him jeopardize the lives of any civilians. We need to kill him and get rid of him.
10 minutes ago, he still hasn't given us any money. No, this is getting bad. There's another car over there, too. I gotta talk to you later, man. Terminator. What the f was that? Dude, this thing ain't working. What is that? Hey! Hey, stop it, bro! Watch out, watch out, watch out!
What the f, bro? That was my guy. F***ing Cagger, what are you doing here, bro? This is NSW.
Dude, do you even know CQB? Get the f off a CAG!
Alright guys, good morning, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the channel, welcome to Foghorn 5. Have you ever...
Conform to NSW, bro. If you're not conforming to NSW, what are you doing?
This guy said it, conform to NSW, don't be a loser. So today what we're gonna do, like we've done on our previous Mark 12 video, we are going to spray paint the MP7, London's MP7, and we're going to do a price breakdown on all of his attachments. But before we get into that, let's kind of just introduce our guest right here, introduce London. So
good to finally be here on a video for the first time. Been occupado, work, school, different shit like that. I don't get to play a whole lot anymore. I have been stacking the loadout, MP7, getting all the mags, attachments, all that. Been planning on a painting and getting all my gear all together. Kind of got to rebuild my whole kit since all my gear got stolen back in like September. L Long Beach moment, and then MCX, we're building that too. Don't know if we should paint it yet, but we're getting there. We're gooning.
Yeah.
NSW style.
Oh yeah, for sure. Gooning with the boys. So yeah, London's been a friend of mine for a while now. Hit the same airsoft spot for long enough and you finally become buddies. So just one of those situations, but I'm excited to do this video. So what MP7 is this?
We got the VFC MP7 A1.
First thing we're gonna start off with is the history, and London kind of wrote down a little bit of the history for the MP7 and he wants to kind of explain it to you guys. So why don't you go ahead and just do a little brief history, nothing crazy.
All right, so this is the MP7 A1. So basically, a weapon was needed to be developed to pierce through armor easier, since armor was becoming more readily available and cheaper. This was made to meet that demand. NSW, Navy SEALs were going rapid deployment style gooning with this John. It was great for concealment and just like running, gunning, and like had kits where they were like, they could conceal it with like
a lot of undercover work and shit, yeah.
Stuff like that, it was really nice. Or like,
and a lot of specialized uses too, like dog trainers. A lot of times where you're not gonna be able to carry a full-size rifle around. This was a
definitely a CQB favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Eventually they started getting into problems putting people down, and they would have to like basically mag dump people to get them down, and rendered it pretty useless. You can still find it in armories nowadays. It's pretty fire still, doesn't have a lot of firepower. It just kind of, it's a little too quick. Throwback to MP7 video, as Tyler said, Angry 22.
Further kind of going back, I mean, it's an HK gun, so, you know, German gun. Very cool history. Even though, you know, you're not seeing a lot of use of it anymore, it's still, you just can't deny it. Like we said before in the last video, it's such a cool gun. It's such a vibe. Everyone at this point has grown up with it in video games. It was one of my first airsoft guns, just because I loved it so much in Battlefield Battlefield 4, and I feel like everyone, you know, who plays games, who is in Airsoft, has some sort of experience with this gun one way or another. Maybe it's just by seeing it and just oogling and ogling over it. So even though it's, you know, in the real world kind of not as useful anymore, you just can't deny how hard this gun goes. It's fire.
Facts. 2011 Modern Warfare 3 peak MP7.
All right, guys, so now that we got the history out of the way, so next we want to get into is the price breakdown. So London's gonna kind of go over the story on this gun, how we obtained it, and everything that we're gonna be putting on it today and kind of build it out. First question, for people that are usually used to our channel, is this gonna be a clone or is it just gonna be kind of your own thing?
This is gonna be a clone for sure. Hence the going for painting it. We're gonna paint it AOR1, go for a full Navy clone.
Cool.
A little bit of background. I used to have an MP7, going back to like my stuff getting stolen, rebuilding my kit. I had a KWA one. Super fun. Most fun I've ever had playing Airsoft with that gun. I got to field it one time. It was fun. So I decided I was gonna replace it with a better one. VFC MP7 A1 V2. So we'll start off with that. You're probably not gonna find the A1 on EVIC. All they have is a Navy one. Don't do it. Full grip, cool points. Get the full grip.
Yeah, plus 100 cool points,
plus
bro.
Kind of,
if you get the one with no grip, that's negative honor, bro.
You're stolen valor, bro. Yeah, but I'd say the best place to probably get this would be ProAct store or eHobby Asia. ProAct is a little sketch. You'll think it's a little sketch because you place your order and then you have to wait for an invoice and then they send you an email and you send them money through PayPal. Kind of sounds sketch, but a lot of people I knew had done it, so I tried it out. You can find it, just a base gun for $210, whereas EVIC has the V2 Navy MP7 for like $4 something, with tax probably like $500 just by itself, and this is $210. And then it comes with a magazine, and magazines on ProAct are 30 bucks a pop, so I ended up getting 4 of those. Gotta have the full stack, you know. Side rails right here. Left and right side, 12 bucks for the kit.
The VFC doesn't actually come with the side rails?
It doesn't come with the side rails.
Interesting.
No.
I didn't know that.
You get it by itself. Yeah, usually you'll see it with the side rails on, so
right.
You know. All right, and the next item we have is the QD suppressor with the correct HK trades and the caliber. Why would you want 6mm on your thing? Why do you want to look like an Airsoft gooner? Just make it look like real life.
Yeah, if you're going to clone, you know, go ahead and do it.
Gotta clone correctly. ProAct is nice because it has the one with the HK trades with the actual 4.6 caliber on it. eHobby Asia, it's a little bit more expensive, and it has the HK trades with the 6mm marking.
Now, is this a power-up?
It is not a power-up. This is just a straight-up mock suppressor, but you can open the front. I have foam in it all the way through this suppressor. Honestly, doesn't really do a whole lot because it's a GBB, and most of it, the sound comes from the bolt. I think you might be able to put the power-up internals into this. Power-up has some kind of like trades on it, but it's not. It doesn't have the HK trades. It just kind of, I think it just has the caliber on it. Cloner boner. Yeah, cloner motor. Yeah. Next we got the PEG 15. Our buddy Evan, F.O.G 7. He gave me this one. He thinks it's an FMA. Probably is. It's pretty decent. Bro said it didn't work and he was like, here, you can have it. And I put a battery in it. It worked. And I was like, okay. Sick, dude. Sick pack. Thank you. Actually, this didn't come with it, but I just bought a pressure pad off AliExpress. Like, I need a pressure pad because I need something to go on this folding grip. So you can find the Somo Gear PEG 15 for $79.99. Probably going to be your best one. Clone-wise, next item is the Aimpoint T1. This is some painted T1 rep that our buddy Jimmy gave me.
It does say Aimpoint on it too.
Yeah, it says Aimpoint on it too. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. We're going to paint that too. Yeah, you can find replica T1s on EVIC, on Spec Precision, Holy Warrior, AliExpress, all that stuff, you know. We couldn't figure out which one it was.
How much do you usually find these for?
Probably around 50 bucks. Next item will be the Surefire Scout 300. I like the 300s over the 600s. Kind of sucks they're not as bright. I like the smaller profile. I also put my flashlight on the very last Picatinny slot because I like as much hand room as possible. I hate when flashlights are in the way of my hand.
This one has trades and everything too.
Yeah, this one has trades and everything. Got it off AliExpress, has all the trades, everything. It's very bright, works great. I'm pretty sure it came with a pressure pad and the button tail cap, and it was $21.35.
Yeah, running the small one on a CQB gun I think is a better option too, because having that big one, it being so bright, like if you're literally doing CQB, you're gonna blast your area so much more than necessary. You don't really need a huge floodlight.
Yeah,
you know?
facts. Also have the flash hider. That actually does come with it, but they send it to you with the orange tip on it, of course, because it's being shipped. You don't have to pay extra for this. It comes with it, but ProAct gives you like a 3D printed orange one. It's kind of cool. I've never seen a company actually like 3D print one for you just to ship it. Pretty sick.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, just only for shipping purposes, huh? This is the mag that it came with, but you bought 5.
Stock mag.
Or you bought 4.
I bought 4 extras. So yeah, we got 4 extras of these. 30 bucks a pop, pretty solid deal considering Evic has them for 70 a pop. We got the total at about $540.
That's actually pretty nice for a GBB, and especially if you guys haven't watched it already, you should check out our KWA versus VFC comparison video with the MP7. Really, to me, this gun is like a GBBR. Like, it really does feel like a full-size rifle. I've had a lot of complaints just with KWA just being so wimpy for what you're expecting out of a gas experience.
Yeah.
I kind of view this as a GBBR just because it feels that fun. And so, you know, 500 bucks for a whole setup, that's a pretty good deal.
Especially honestly, pretty W if you're getting into GBBs. MP7 is a good bet because you can get all this with 4 mags. You can get a full stack of mags. 500 bucks. You're paying that much just for like a TMWS M4, which is also a good starter gun, but like, you know, probably a really good beginner. Very snappy, very good gas efficiency. The recoil is really cool. It's accurate. It's got good range. It's VFC. VFC V2, it's fire. What do
replacement parts look like for this? Is it pretty accessible to find stuff to, you know, fix it up once it does go down?
Yeah, so you can look on websites like WGC Shop, and ProAct actually has some replacement parts. They have the back plates, I believe. I think they also have the stocks. You can find a heavy amount of any actually make of MP7 parts on WGC Shop and also Rainbow8.com. They're overseas. Shipping might take a while and may be expensive. 90% of the time, have what you're looking for.
There you go. That's everything that's going on this gun. That's the price breakdown. Next up, before we paint it, we are going to actually just put everything on the gun real quick and kind of show you that process. It's going to be nice and quick because there's not that much stuff on. So let's go ahead and get into that right now.
NSW clench. Build the ass muscles. Taking this yucky orange tip off. Not very NSW. Black flash hider. Yes. So weirdly, I get to actually put to use my righty-tighty, lefty-loosey knowledge for this because it's the 12mm positive threads, whereas usually airsoft guns are like 14mm negative. I know they can be positive too, but usually 14mm negative. And yeah. So for the clone, leaving the rear sight on because we want as many like iron sights as we can, but for the PEC, gotta take the front sight off, unfortunately. And they're, by the way, they're nice metal iron sights. They're not just plastic garbage. PEC 15, and get this on here. Probably put it right at the front. I like it as far front as I can get it. Don't want to strip it though, guys. Just get it tight. Run it down like that, so I can also just fold it with it. Gotta use tape or Ranger band, Velcro, whatever the hell you want. I think they used to glue them. We got some tape that I was using, but I don't know if it's gonna stick anymore. Usually I like to line up my optics right above the bolt, right there, or a little bit forward, right there. I kinda like the PEC and the T1 closer together, so I'm probably gonna have it right here. Just beware, using a GBB, moving bolt, your shit's gonna get loose. Loctite it. Don't buy repro shit and buy real steel shit. Then you won't have to worry about it. But then you're spending a lot more. Next, we got the Tripwire 300. Like I said earlier, I like putting this on the very, very front. Try and make sure it's on there tight. Check it every game or so, or just Loctite it. Use something to tighten it like this. Nice, love that. You didn't see that. You know, we're just getting some wear on it. QD, quick disconnect. Voila, it's on. Very big sex.
So now that we have the whole gun built up, we're going to paint it. London got these colors right here. So we got khaki, brown, and river rocks. I thought this video and this gun would be a cool opportunity to show you guys how to make a stencil. So we're going to be making a basic digital camo stencil, and I'll show you how I do that because I've done it multiple times before. It's pretty easy. While that's happening, London's just going to off-screen tape off his gun wherever he wants it because, I mean, that's a pretty easy process if you want to see how to mask off a gun, you could go watch the NSW recce video and see Tyler do that. But any of the parts that move, any of the, you know, things that might mess up the internals, you don't want paint in there. And then obviously things like your flashlight caps and optic glass.
Yeah.
So
you want to excavate your internals?
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
All right, guys, so to get into making your own stencil, it's gonna be pretty easy. So there's just gonna be a couple things you're gonna want. Some basic graph paper. Actually make nice, precise digital squares off of some sort of thick paper. I like these filing cabinet folders, whatever you wanna call them. It's nice thick paper. Basically, the whole point of this is because the spray paint will bleed through just letter stock paper. It won't bleed through this. So after that, pencil, pen, whatever to kind of color out your squares, and then box cutter, X-Acto blade, knife, whatever. You're gonna wanna take one of those pieces of paper and one of those folders and tape them together like this. Once we trace over our squares and we cut them out, it's gonna transfer over onto the thick piece of paper. Now, if you have a printer that could print on thick paper, then that's a whole other story. Just directly do that and then you could skip this whole part, but I don't have that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a piece of paper for every single color. We have 3 colors, so I will make 3 different sheets, so then, you know, you're not like mixing colors and accidentally dripping one color onto the other when you're trying to apply the stencil. So the middle tone is roughly the biggest shapes, so we don't need it to be absolutely perfectly colored in. We're just gonna kind of trace the colors. Just to make things simple, I'm only gonna demonstrate. So one thing you might wanna pay attention to when you're kind of doing your digital camo is if you want there to kind of be a consistent pattern. So think about like which direction it might face, you know? Sometimes you'll see some that are just kind of like more big blotches, like a lot of Russian digital camos are like that. AR1 is very directional. If you take a look at AR1, you'll see that it kind of does face a direction. So we're gonna kind of mimic that and try to make everything kind of look like it's going this way. Now, as opposed to doing all this by hand, you could always just go out and buy your own stencil. I like to do a lot of DIY stuff, so now when you do this, because the paper starts to kind of become flimsy as you get closer to the cuts that you're making, you might have to hold some of the pieces of paper real close like this. Just if you're gonna end up doing that, be careful with the X-Acto right next to your hand, because you could cut yourself pretty bad with these things. So now that we're at this point, we've gotten everything cut out. What you're gonna wanna do is just pop all your cutouts out. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the point where if you mess anything up, you're gonna see it like I just did right here. And then that's fine, because you're just gonna chop it off. And if anything's not popping out, you can just go back and kind of refine those cuts. We no longer need our graph paper, so we could just go ahead and ditch that. Damn, now we got our perfect stencil. Throw over our gun and paint it like that. So pretty easy process, and I've done this plenty of times before and it comes out great. So
we got everything taped up for it to be painted. Cover the trades, safety selector, important shit. Taped up the mags, spring of course, inlet for gas, the whole top part, because you don't want shit in there. Just make sure you cover any bases that you have moving parts. One thing I forgot about earlier, must have investment for really any gas mags or gas blowback setup. This is a Comrade Quiche mag loading adapter, 10 bucks, maybe 14 with shipping and tax. Put it on top and you would smack it down on there, make sure the hole lines up with the very top. And then you just put your speed loader or whatever you're using and you put it inside this hole, and it makes it a million times easier to load mags, a million times faster.
Basically paint everything with this khaki base coat, so this will be the first color. Then once we move on to these big stencils right here, it's gonna be this lighter color, this Matte River Rock. And then when we do the smallest ones right here, it's gonna be the dark brown. All right, so at this point, London's pretty much got everything at the base coat level. Oh, I guess they're all straight, yeah. And really just cover it so it looks nice, because you know you can't move it after that.
Oh, that's hot.
There you go.
That's so hard. Maybe throw the middle one on there, or yeah, that goes hard right there. That one.
There you go.
hard.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed watching us paint London's gun here. Hope you guys got some good info on how to make a stencil and kind of how to do a digital paint job or some sort of paint job that might require a stencil, because, you know, for people who might not know, it's good information. London's really happy with the final product. I'm really happy with it. I think this looks super cool. Definitely conforming to NSW. If you guys want to check this thing out in action, London's actually going to be going to Operation Lion Claw pretty soon. He's going to get some footage of that. You're going to get to see this thing in action, so stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it, and catch you guys in the next one.